Welcome in, everybody. This is Free NBA Daily Bets, the podcast and YouTube show. My name is Eric. I'm going to break down all the games for you. This is second day back post All-Star break. The Lakers BS'd around and lost to the Hornets last night. Go figure, right? And so now we look at the games today, Thursday, February 20th. And let's have a winning day, guys. Let's get after it. First game up, we got Boston Celtics at the Philadelphia 76ers. Spread is -7. Couple 7.5s out there with a little bit of juice. It totals at 224.5. Has not moved a ton. And so for Philly, you got Embiid, Paul George, and Maxey ready to go for this game, according to the injury report. Now, the injury report, first day back from the All-Star break for all these teams, well, most of these teams playing today. The Hornets and the Lakers do play today as well. But all these guys, you know, the injury report comes out the day before. It came out yesterday. These guys are listed available to play. Like, not even a questionable or a probable. You know, game day, who knows? Some BS could happen and Joel Embiid could pop up as questionable in the middle of the afternoon. Who knows? Who knows, guys? I mean, it's just the BS that we have to deal with as sports bettors with the NBA. So, but anyways, Justin Edwards is out, Kyle Lowry's out, Eric Gordon is out. So they got Quentin Grimes as the backup point guard. I would expect Tyrese Maxey to play a ton. I mean, Maxey props would probably be a really good look in this game. You know, they'll start. Yabusele's good to go. He's been a little questionable. They got Andre Drummond. So the bigs are actually in an okay spot. You know, they're just kind of thin at the guard situation for Philly. It's not an ideal situation. So, you know, but they don't play a back-to-back here. So they have rest on Saturday, and they've lost 5 straight in a row. And they almost beat Boston like 2 weeks ago, and that was without Paul George and Embiid. They were up like in the fourth quarter by like 15 points or something like that. So, I don't know. I mean, I just bet it. I literally just bet this and released it at my Twitter at Easy Money Wins. All my official bets are at Twitter at Easy Money Wins. And I just think if the time is now, I mean, for them, like, that's what it is. And, you know, losing 5 games in a row at home, I think they're going to give a huge effort. Now, Boston, on the other hand, they're completely healthy. I mean, we all know if they want to put their mind to it, you know, they could blow out teams, even this team, you know, with like Paul George, Maxey, and Embiid by 10 if they really wanted to do that, right? So, I mean, my whole theory is I don't think Boston's going to be like as up and motivated for this game as Philly is. And so I'll take Philly plus 7 points at -105 odds. That's what I took it at. And, you know, I really like that bet. Over under is 224.5, like I said. And I lean over. Philly's been playing fast when they were winning. Back at end of January, they won like 4 in a row, and they were playing fast and scoring really well. And even after that, their games were going over. It's only been since like recently where they've been playing lower scoring games. So Boston likes to play defense, but again, if Boston is not focused, which I don't think they will be, or like that intensely into the game, it is a TNT game. So the game is on TNT, so national television game. That does give me more reason to back Philly here, guys. I feel pretty good about Philly in this spot, guys. They're live to win, in my opinion. They had the day off. Boston has the day off too. No back-to-backs for either of these teams, but Philly spot, in my opinion, guys. I did bet them plus 7, and I lean over 224.5. Don't feel amazing about that. Next game up, we have the Memphis Grizzlies at the Indiana Pacers. This is a really good game, guys. Really good game. The line is Memphis, the road favorite, at -2.5. Not a ton of love for the Pacers. Over-under is huge, guys. I think this is the highest over-under of the season. It's at 250.5. Now, these two teams already did play this year. And Memphis won. It was like 136, 121. That was on December 1st. So, that was the second night. Oh, no. It wasn't the second night back-to-back for Memphis. Let's see if it was the second night of back-to-back for Indiana. I don't think it was. I just think Indiana got smoked. Yeah, they just got smoked, guys. They got smoked. But now they're at home, right? Now they're at home, and Indiana, they were playing pretty good basketball in January, and then early February they were pretty good too. It was just right before the All-Star break where they kind of had some lapses. Like they played the Lakers without LeBron, without Luka, and Austin Reeves went crazy, and they fell asleep at the wheel there. And then they come home and they play a really hungry Knicks team, and they kind of just didn't shoot the ball well, honestly, in that game. And then the second night back-to-back, they went to Washington, had to go to overtime and win that one. So, they didn't take Washington serious, guys. I mean, let's be honest. So now we're at home, and start of a 4-game homestand. Didn't play great basketball before they left. Already lost this team. I like Indiana here, guys. I do. I really do. I'm thinking about betting them plus 2.5. I think, and it's not that I think. I know that the Grizzlies are just a little bit overvalued here, and I mean it's understandable for them to be a favorite here. I'm not saying that like, hey, it's crazy for them to be a favorite, but if you look at them on the road, guys, that's where any team is vulnerable. But they're like, I think they're 15-13 on the road this season, and there's something like crazy like 20-6 at home, so something crazy along those lines. So like, they can be beat on the road is what I'm saying, guys. And I think Indiana comes out and plays really, really freaking great here. Indiana also, so like they're healthy. Indiana's completely healthy. Nobody on their injury report, which is, great for them at full strength. And they do not have a back-to-back. They have 2 days off after this. So they play Friday. I mean, they're off tomorrow and Saturday. Whereas Memphis has to travel all the way to Orlando on Friday. So it's the front end of a back-to-back for Memphis, and they are completely healthy as well. So both teams are very healthy. Both teams can shoot the lights out the ball. Both teams can run and gun, all that stuff. So, I mean, over 250, that's a tall number, those guys. That's a tall number. I mean, you're basically asking one team to get to like 130 points, essentially. And, I mean, why not, right? Why not? Honestly, why not? But I don't know. But anyways, what I'm getting at is this, guys. What I'm getting at is this. Is that if we look at the Grizzlies, they just lost to the Clippers. That was the second out of the back-to-back. But then the game before that, they played Phoenix, who is a mess right now. And they let Phoenix get back in the game. And they almost lost that game. Now, they did have an impressive win against Milwaukee at Milwaukee. I'll give them credit there. And a lot of sharps were on Milwaukee in that game. I mean, on Memphis in that game. And kind of was like, I don't know if I totally agree with that. Because they lost to the Knicks the game before that at New York, 143-106. They beat a kind of mediocre team in San Antonio twice. Lost at Houston. Played a close game against Minnesota. Pulled out the win there. They lost at Golden State. Lost at Sacramento. Lost at Oklahoma City. That's understandable. They won at Atlanta, but that was without Trae Young. They lost at LA against the Lakers. So that's what I'm saying. Like, well, they did beat Boston at Boston, so that's a good one. But then they lost at Dallas. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Memphis against a fully rested, fully healthy playoff team on the road, I don't think they should be favorites. And the front end of a back-to-back, I'm pretty confident I'm going to get there. Indiana plus 2.5, guys. Okay, next game up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers at the Brooklyn Nets. Cleveland is a 13-point favorite, 13.5-point favorite. Over/under is 226. And I'll say this, guys. Man, the Nets are playing good basketball right now. Like, really good basketball right now. I mean, we'll see if this All-Star break kind of like derailed the train or something. I mean, we'll see. But I mean, they're healthy, guys. They're healthy now. Ben Simmons did buy out, so I don't love the Nets as much going forward because Ben Simmons added that good depth at point guard for them on the second unit for him to lead and keep consistent offense going. Because the Nets do struggle to score points, guys. They really, really struggle to score points. Even after they got D'Angelo Russell, like they still do not score. They rely on their defense big time. So D'Angelo Russell, Keon Johnson, Zaire Williams, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, they're all healthy. Trendon Watford's healthy. Day'Ron Sharpe's healthy. The backup front court, Tyrese Martin, Jalen Wilson. They signed Killian Hayes. Who knows, guys? Killian Hayes was never good. So I mean, the Nets are healthy, and they've won 6 out of their last 7. This will be the final home game of a 6-game homestand for them. And then they play Saturday at Philadelphia, so no back-to-back for them. And they're playing. They're playing good. They beat Miami at home. Philadelphia was without Maxey and Embiid. So still they played hard in that game. And that's kind of what you need with this point spread range of plus 13.5. You just need this team to play really well. They beat Houston at home. I know that was without Fred VanVleet, and I think another guy was out too for Houston. But still, they beat Houston the game before on February 1st, and Houston had all the motivation to want to beat them again. To get the revenge, and they didn't. So I don't know, guys. I like how feisty this Nets team is, and it's just betting against Cleveland is just. It's not smart. It's not smart this year, guys. And I was doing it a lot, and it cost me. And I'm weary of going against Cleveland. It really, really has to check all my boxes, guys, because this team just shoots the lights out the freaking ball. They get open shots and they knock them down. And they got DeAndre Hunter in the trade deadline. And let's see. It looks like Ty Jerome and Isaac Okoro are questionable for this game. Yeah, they're questionable. The only person that's ruled out is Dean Wade. I don't see why they wouldn't play. All-Star break, you get a week off. I don't know, guys. They did beat this team twice already, 105-100, Saturday, November 9th. I was at home. I believe that was the second game of a back-to-back. At Brooklyn, Monday, December 16th, they won 130-101. They do play Friday against the Knicks, guys, at home. So this is a travel spot. They have to go back at home. That's a huge game against the Knicks, guys. Not a huge game, but definitely a more important game for them. Let's take a look real quick at how they do on the front end of back-to-backs. So they lost at home against Boston. That's understandable. That's Boston, right? They won at Miami by 20. That's impressive. I remember that. I bet Miami. I bet Miami on that one. That was like a +8 on Miami at home, and Miami was gelling. So they lost at Philly, guys. I remember that. 132-129. They lost at Philly. Let's take a look at one more. They beat OKC. That was a big game. They're going to get up for that. I want to look for a sleepy spot here. They won at Golden State. It's kind of a spot to get up for. They beat Milwaukee in our front end. Let's see real quick. Oh, Charlotte. So they won by 14 against Charlotte. I kind of like the team total under for Cleveland. It's going to be 113 plus 7, 120.5. I kind of like Cleveland under 120.5 here, guys. I do. I don't think Brooklyn. They were scoring a ton though, but it was at home or it was against teams that don't play good defense. So, on the road against teams that care, they did. Oh no, that was at home. That was at home against Minnesota. So let's take a look. 126 against Miami. That's not good. I like that. I'm gonna look at that, guys. I want to get there with the Nets. I don't know. I think Cleveland team total under might be an even better play. Okay, next game up, we have the Chicago Bulls at the New York Knicks. I like Chicago here, guys. I'll say that right now. I like Chicago. I know people probably think I'm crazy for that. I don't really care. Over under is 242.5. So with Chicago, their situation, right? Post trade deadline, post All-Star break, everyone's there. Kind of like settle in. No one's on the trade block anymore. this is who we have. Lonzo Ball said he wanted to be there. He's glad he stayed there post trade deadline. Kobe White's still there. Josh Giddey's still there. Ayo Dosunmu, Vucevic. They got Trey Jones and Herter on the trade deadline. Jalen Smith's playing a little better. Matas Buzeli has some good looks to his game for sure. The thing with their 4-game losing streak was this, guys, and I'll break it down. They didn't shoot well. So Kobe White had like an 0 for 8 game against Detroit. Vucevic had like a 0 for 4 game or something like that. Dosunmu went like 0 for 5 or something like that. Like they didn't shoot the 3-ball well. And against Golden State at home, they were winning like 80-50 or something like that in the third quarter, and then they just collapsed. Against Minnesota, they were down by 2 at halftime, and then they just collapsed on the second night of a back-to-back. Detroit, they shot historically awful. They were down like 29-71 at halftime on Tuesday, and then the next game, they played harder, but they just got outclassed by Detroit in my opinion, and they didn't shoot the ball well. So now they're rested. Start the second half. No front end of a back-to-back here. As we know, the Knicks do go and play at Cleveland on Friday tomorrow. So, a much more important game for them. And they will be without Josh Hart here. So, no Josh Hart. OG Anunoby is also questionable. But to me, Josh Hart, like in terms of the point spread, obviously Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are there, but like the next guy out of those two is Josh Hart. Like Josh Hart is the epitome of effort, the glue guy, makes baskets, makes good passes, hustles his ass off on defense. Like, against a team like Chicago who can get hot, who can score the ball really well, like you need defense. And so, I think I'm going to get there with the Bulls, guys. I think it's an overreaction to this 4-game losing streak, and to the Bulls not. They've lost by 20 or 18 points or more like every single game the last 4 games. But this is, you got 27 games left or something like that. Not make a push for the Bulls, but put some good basketball out there. These guys are professionals, guys. These guys aren't going to quit. They're going to come into Madison Square Garden, play really well. They already beat them 2 times this year, and now you could say, okay, New York, that's motivation for New York. They already lost the Bulls 2 times. True, they're going to be motivated, guys. But just look at last night, guys, with the Lakers. The Lakers had lost to Utah the game before that, right? They should be motivated to beat the Hornets, and they didn't respect them, and they lost. So same here could happen with the Knicks. They could lose this game for sure. I don't think they do. I think they win, but they don't cover. I like Chicago plus the points here, plus 12.5. I really like that a lot, guys, without Josh Hart for the Knicks and a healthy Bulls team who's probably going to shoot it better and play with some pride here, guys. I really like that. I lean over 242, 243. I'm not going to play it. The Bulls play atrocious defense, but that's how they go. So, all right, next game up, guys. Oh, this is a good game here. We got the Orlando Magic at the Atlanta Hawks. And I don't know what's going on with Jalen Suggs. I don't know why they don't. I don't know if there's like an IR or a injury like slot you could put a guy on, but I feel like they should have put Jalen Suggs on there. This guy hasn't played in like a month and a half or something like that. He's been out for a while, guys, a long ass time. Or he's only played like 1 game in the last like 2 months, something like that. Everybody else is healthy. Everybody. Jonathan Isaac, Wendell Carter Jr., Goga Batadze, Paulo Banchero, Franz Wagner, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Like everyone's good. Gary Harris was on the injury report a little bit, but he's good. Same with Cole Anthony. They got their guys. These are all guys they drafted, except for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and Goga Batadze, and Wendell Carter Jr. But like everyone else is like guys they drafted. This is their team. They've been together for a couple years now. They haven't been playing good basketball. They're 3-3 in their last 6 games. Before those 6 games, they had lost like 10 out of the 11 games or something like that. Like, they have not been playing well, guys, at all. They're 27-29 on the season, but they're finally healthy, and they weren't healthy a lot during the first half of the season. So now they're getting more healthy. It's just Jalen Suggs that's out. I mean, he's a big part of that team for sure, but I don't know, guys. Like, this is a team went to playoffs, took Cleveland to 7 games last year in the playoffs. So I want to bet on the Magic, guys. I really want to bet on the Magic. They just lost to Atlanta 10 days ago on February 10th, 112-106 at home. And that game was close. It was like a 2-point game with like 3 minutes left, I think, in the fourth quarter. And they just didn't close it. They did not close the game out strong, and they lost by 6 points to the Hawks. So now they're playing again. This will be the second meeting. They play 2 times in April to close out the season. And I just, man, it's tough, guys, because I love what Atlanta did post-trade deadline. And a lot of people don't think they did a good job. I disagree. I think their bench needed a lot of help. And to get Karis LeVert, Terrence Mann, and Gorgis Niang, like, those 3 guys are veterans. Like, they know how to play NBA basketball. And so, like, that second unit's not going to be a disaster anymore for Atlanta. And in fact, they could take over games against the other team's backups. And I mean, Terrence Mann can shoot the 3. Karis LeVert's really good at passing the ball. Gorgis Niang is good at shooting the 3. Like, they got some good guys over there, some good depth, because their starters are playing well. Okongwu's starting now. The Guai guy, like, he's actually pretty good. Rish Sasher, the rookie, first overall pick, like, he's shooting the ball really well now. Dyson Daniels is really good. Trae Young's obviously really good. So I'm saying, like, I love this Atlanta team. I really do. I just don't know if this spot is exactly. I mean, I don't know, guys. This is a tough game. I'm probably not going to bet this game. I really want to bet Orlando. I'm going to think about it. Guys. I really am, because Orlando's a tough team. They just haven't been healthy. So now that they're healthy, it's like I feel like they're going to start winning some games. And then I don't know. Atlanta has 2 days off after this. They don't play Friday or Saturday. They play at home against Detroit on Sunday. They just beat Detroit. I still think they get up for this game for sure. It's a division opponent. Orlando plays at home against Memphis on Friday. So that's a lot of running that they're going to have to do Friday against Memphis. But I don't know. I think they come out ready to frickin' play against Atlanta. I can only look Orlando. Over under is at 223. It was like at 221 and a half, 222 10 days ago, and it stayed under. I really thought it was going to go over, guys, and it held at 218. So I lean over because Atlanta's at home. Atlanta's probably going to shoot pretty well. I lean over. I don't feel great about that, though, because if Orlando wins, like I think they're going to win, they're going to do it with defense. They're going to do it with defense. Hawks been playing defense. I kind of like the under there, guys, under 223. All right, next game up, we got the Clippers at the Bucks. These two teams just played recently as well. I think it was end of January they played. Let me see real quick. Yes, January 25th. It was in LA. They won 127-117. I think they won the first half and the full game. Like, kind of took control of that game, guys. Never looked back. They've won 3 in a row here, and they have 2 days off after this game as well. This is the start of a 7-game road trip for them, but it's a little deceiving because they played 2 times against the Lakers and at the tail end of it. So, or near the end of the road trip, the last 3 games, like the 2 before the last one, they play in LA. So they have like kind of like a 4-game road trip, so to say. at Milwaukee, at Indiana, at Detroit, at Chicago. None of them are. Oh yeah, one's back to back at Detroit. But what I'm trying to say is this, guys, is that I really like the Clippers. I love that they added Ben Simmons. He's playing really good this year. They got Batum on the bench. They got Bogdanovich from Atlanta. They got Amir Coffey still. Chris Dunn, they like him a lot. You know, they still got Patty Mills as well. Like, you know, they did well. They did well getting Ben Simmons and Bogdanovich. That's helping their bench out a lot. You know, everyone looks good to go. Kawhi Leonard looks good to go. James Harden, Norman Powell, Derrick Jones Jr., Zubac. Like, you know, I like the Clippers here. I think the Clippers are the better team. I do. I think if the Clippers played the Bucks in a 7-game series, I think the Clippers would win. But, you know, this spot at Milwaukee, you know, the Bucks, Lillard and Antetokounmpo are questionable. Lillard played in the All-Star game. He didn't look like he was that hurt, so I expect him to be able to play. Andre Jackson Jr., he was in the dunk contest. He did awful, but he was able to dunk and run really fast and jump high. I don't understand why he's questionable. He'll probably play. Giannis did miss the All-Star game, so maybe Giannis actually needs some time off. That's something to monitor. If Giannis doesn't play, and so this is the thing, guys. This is the thing with the NBA. When star players are ruled out late, like, that team still wins, like, all the time. And it's simple. It's because the team elevates their play. Everybody will play better because their best player is out. Damian Lillard will go crazy. Taurean Prince will go crazy. Bobby Portis will hit like 5 threes. Brook Lopez will hit like 4 threes. And they'll win by like 10 points. It happens every single freaking time almost. At least it feels like it, okay? But, you know, if Giannis is ruled out earlier in the day, you know, I feel a little better about that for the Clippers. I do. But I think Giannis plays, guys. I think he does. He's had a week off. You know, he purposely sat the All-Star break, you know, probably in anticipation to play Thursday today, you know. Now, it is front end of a back-to-back. They go to the Wizards on Friday. You know they don't care about that game at all. Excuse me, guys. So, I think Milwaukee, I would lean Milwaukee +1, or, you know, basically a pick 'em -108. I would lean Milwaukee. I don't feel amazing about it because I do think the Clippers are the more talented team overall. But Bucks at home, I think they get it done. I think they do. Over-unders at 226. And let's see. I didn't think about this total too much. Bucks. I mean, first glance, I'd say under, but I kind of like over. I'm not going to bet it, guys. I'm not going to bet that. It's tricky because the Clippers can play good defense. The Bucks, when they're winning, they play good defense. Most of the time, they play good defense. So I'll stay off that total. I'd lean over 226. Okay. And guys, if you listen this far, I do this show every single day, as long as there's an NBA game going, and, you know, I'm doing this for free. You know, I've got a job, and, you know, I'm doing this for free. So please show some love, drop a like, drop a comment, follow me at Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, at Easy Money Wins for all my official plays. I comment back to everybody who comments on all my posts. I don't leave anybody hanging, even the haters. So I appreciate if you guys show some love. Okay. Next game up, we got the Charlotte Hornets at the Denver Nuggets. Charlotte can't shoot worth a shit, guys. Like, they can't. They're awful at shooting. And you know what? I thought about betting against them last night under 107.5, and I was so close to getting there, but I was afraid Los Angeles was going to, like, run away with it because they were playing focus and they were coming off a loss before the All-Star break. And, you know, they looked flat. They looked flat. And this other thing, guys. So these first games back after the All-Star break, these teams have been scoring points the last 3 seasons. Like, I took a look at the last 3 seasons. teams have been scoring points. Like I'm talking about like over 130. Like, just because they've been off, like you think like they'll be rusty shooting the ball. I mean, last night they were against the Lakers, but overall, the last 3 seasons, a lot of teams have been scoring over 120 points. So, that's my 2 cents there. So Hornets, they're off Friday. They'll play Saturday at Portland. This is the start, well, technically of like a 9-game road trip, but the All-Star break broke it up. This is the start of a 6-game road trip for them that they started yesterday. So I don't know if LaMelo Ball plays on back-to-backs. I don't think he does. They do have the confidence because they beat the Lakers last night, so maybe they ride that confidence, or maybe they just fall freaking flat here, guys, and like super satisfied off the win and just don't show up. Miles Bridges went 5 of 11 from 3. He's not that great of a 3-point shooter. LaMelo Ball went 5 of 13. Los Angeles is his hometown. Nick Smith Jr. went 4 of 11. They still only shot 34% from 3. Like, I mean, that's about their average. They're not good, guys, at scoring the ball. And when you play Denver, you have to be good at scoring the ball. But anyways, minutes-wise, though, Josh Green played 34 minutes, LaMelo Ball 33, Miles Bridges 33 minutes. No one else played over 29 minutes. So really nothing drastic there. Let's take a look. Denver's fully healthy, guys. Or not, everyone's probable. So Jamal Murray's probable, Michael Porter Jr. is probable, Aaron Gordon's probable, and Russell Westbrook is back, everybody. That is exciting news for Nuggets fans because him and Jokic are like unstoppable. Like it's crazy, right? They're both walking triple doubles. They're both selfless. They both, play off each other incredibly well. And then Christian Braun, Strother, they played well while Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., and Russell Westbrook and Aaron Gordon were battling injuries. So, it's exciting times for the Nuggets, guys. It's exciting times for sure. And I like Denver team total over. I think that's the best way to go here. Let's see. The over-under is 227. So it'd be like 114 plus 7.5. So it'd be like 121.5. So Denver get to 122. I like that. I like Nuggets minus 14.5. I could see them winning 117, 102. I could see that easily. So I think betting the Nuggets minus 14.5, I think that's solid. I think their team total, I think they get there too since Westbrook is back. I mean, if you look at their last 3 games, they got over 122 easily. Portland 146, 132. Orlando, that doesn't count because they played defense in the slow pace. New Orleans 144, 125. They did barely beat Charlotte on February 1st at Charlotte, 107-104. Are they going to take Charlotte serious? No, I don't think they do, but I don't know, guys. They're on a 9-game winning streak or 8-game winning streak, the Nuggets are. So they have a day off after this, no back-to-back, at home. I just think it's a bad spot for Charlotte, and I think the Nuggets can kind of sleepwalk their way to a 20-point win. I do think I'm going to bet the Nuggets minus 14.5, guys. Okay, next game up. We got the Phoenix Suns at the San Antonio Spurs. And, I mean, let's just take a look at the standings, guys. The Suns are 26-28 on the year. They are a game and a half out of the 10th seed for the play-in spot. San Antonio's 2 games behind them. That's who they're playing here. It's a big game for both of them because they are going to be chasing that play-in. Golden State added Jimmy Butler. They look like they're getting their act together now, so it looks like they're probably going to make the play-in. Dallas has some work to do, but they have 3-game lead over Phoenix. They play with heart, Even their backups play it with heart. You got Minnesota at the 7th seed. I don't know, guys. Sacramento's at 9th. I think Sacramento falls. I'm looking to fade Sacramento moving forward. I think they're a little overrated in my opinion. I think Phoenix or the Spurs get in over the Kings. But the interesting stat is this, guys, is that when Kevin Durant plays this year, and he's missed quite a bit of games, when he plays, they have an above 500 record. And they play really well. Obviously, he's Kevin Durant, right? Now let's take a look at the injury report. I think Grayson Allen is questionable. I think Devin Booker is good to go for this game, if I do remember correctly. The Devin Booker, no, he didn't even make the All-Star team, I don't think. But yeah, they've been playing Bol a lot. They got Royce O'Neal still. Bradley Beal's healthy enough to play. Nick Richards they got from the Hornets at the trade deadline, before the trade deadline. I just think overall the Suns are a better team, and then they win games when Kevin Durant plays, and he hasn't played a lot recently, and so no back-to-back for them. This is the start of a 4-game road trip at Chicago on Saturday, not a big deal. Then they play Toronto, not a big deal. I think Toronto's a pretty damn good team when they're all healthy, but it's not like huge games or they've got ahead of them, like ahead of this game. This is the second game of the TNT national televised schedule, so national televised game, and Wemby is now doubtful. Wembanyama is doubtful with an illness. They do have De'Aaron Fox post trade. At the trade deadline, they got Chris Paul. They got some guys that are shooting better with Champagny, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. Stephon Castle plays really well. But they don't have a big guy. And the Suns have been playing Bol. He's 7'5". They got Kevin Durant. He's close to 7 feet tall. They got Nick Richards. They're going to be able to rebound the ball. They're going to be able to play good defense down low. Spurs are going to have to shoot a lot of threes. They've been streaky shooting the ball. I like Phoenix here, guys. I like Phoenix here a lot. I'm pretty positive I'm going to bet them -2, -1.5 if I can find that. And then also Spurs, they do play Friday at home against Detroit. Obviously, this game is a much bigger game. It determines the play-in situation. I don't know. San Antonio just has been... both teams have been playing well, but... give me Phoenix, guys. Give me Phoenix. If Phoenix doesn't win this game, it's going to be hard for me to find spots to back them the rest of the year. But, if they win this game, keeps their season alive, keeps hope around the team that they can make the play-in tournament. Give me Phoenix, guys. Give me Phoenix. Over 236.5 is the total. There's a lot of over money. I actually like it under. I think a lot of that over money is because of De'Aaron Fox. Since they got De'Aaron Fox, they're like 5-1 to the over or something like that. But Phoenix doesn't shoot the ball or score the ball necessarily great. I know everybody's healthy. They have the advantage down low. I don't know. Maybe it does go over. Maybe all that over money is correct. I don't know. I lean under, guys. I do. Phoenix, when they win, they don't play over games. They play under games. So that's my thought on that. Last game up, we got the Lakers at the Trailblazers. Let me refresh the screen, guys. Yeah, it's -3.5 still. So -3.5, -4 to the Lakers. Over-unders at 226.5. Now, Portland, injury-wise, Scoot Henderson is out, I believe. DeAndre Ayton, he's out. Those are two guys that were playing really well for them when they were before their 3-game road trip where they lost every game. They were winning a lot of games. I think they won 9 out of 10 games, most of the games at home. Scoot Henderson is playing really well. He's questionable. Sorry, Scoot Henderson's questionable. Jeremy Grant's questionable. Robert Williams is questionable. I think Robert Williams is going to be good to go to play here, guys. Matisse Thybulle's still out. But DeAndre Ayton is out. So Scoot Henderson and Jeremy Grant may play. Everybody else is healthy that matters. And Portland plays really damn well at home, guys. That's what they do. All year long, they've played really well at home. They've beaten really good teams at home. So, yeah, guys. I think they covered literally their last 7-game homestand. I think they went 7-0 against the spread. So, I mean, that's what they are. Their last, actually, their last 9 home games. Well, no, yeah, the last 8 home games they've covered the spread. So, you know, they get the Lakers, who they played. The Lakers played last night. Lost to the Hornets, like I mentioned. LeBron played 38 minutes. Hachimura played 39 minutes. Luka played 33 minutes. Austin Reeves got ejected. He only played 27 minutes. You know, everyone else played under 30 minutes. They're saying Luka has no minutes restrictions. I think Luka plays. LeBron's been playing on the second night of back-to-backs. I don't think anybody sits out here. Austin Reeves will be pissed off because he got ejected. He'll probably have an amazing game. I like the Lakers here. Even though Portland's really, really feisty at home, I like the Lakers. I did bet them already. I released it at my Twitter. It's official. That's where you can find all my official plays. I track them. Got the Excel sheet in my bio. Got my record in my bio for full transparency. I'm on Lakers minus 3.5, guys. I think they bounce back. I think they play really, really, really well tonight. Over underwise, Lakers should bring some intensity. I know Portland was scoring pretty well at home. You know, I kind of like Portland team total under a little bit. I kind of like that under. I kind of like under in general, under 226.5. I think Portland plays really tough defense when they want to at home. Yeah, I like under 226.5, guys. But yeah, I'm on Lakers minus 3.5, and that is the show. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I will see you tomorrow on the next show, like always.